Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day 2 of Define Tomorrow. I'm Barry Coombs, Chief Technologist at Computer World, and I'm coming to you live from our virtual Define Tomorrow stage here at the Disruptive Studios in London. Today we're covering everything around the workspace, everything that matters to the user. For those that attended yesterday, you will know that yesterday was Infrastructure Day. Everything that goes on behind the scenes, everything that the users do not care about until there's a problem, there's a challenge. Today's content will be aimed at both the Microsoft 365 digital or change champions inside your organization, but there will also be technical content for those technical specialists that are joining us today. As a reminder, for those that haven't met us at Computer World before, we are an IT company that specializes in infrastructure modernization, those technologies that support and run your business, that work behind the scenes, that hopefully the users don't need to worry about. Workspace transformation, absolutely everything that matters to the user, from the device they use, the applications they use, how they communicate and collaborate, and of course, security and protection. We offer a wide variety of services, from managed services, consultancy services, support services, training and more. So if anything during my presentation resonates with you, you would like to speak to us to understand how we can help you, guide you, then please reach out to your Computer World account manager or contact us through our website. We've got a jam-packed agenda, as I've already mentioned. Yesterday was all about infrastructure. If you missed that, you can go and replay a vast majority of the sessions, all at live.computerworld.co.uk. Today, it's all about Workspace, and all of this morning's content will be available for you to watch on demand. So if you find something really useful and want to send it over to a colleague, they will be able to watch it afterwards. This afternoon, we've got dedicated workshop sessions that are interactive sessions helping you set out your journey for better adoption of Microsoft 365, improving communication and collaboration in your organization, increasing knowledge and increasing security. These are exclusive workshops. They will not be recorded, and if you haven't already registered for one, email either Megan or Georgia on screen. So that's meganw@computerworld.co.uk or georgiaj@computerworld.co.uk, and they can send you over a link. We will be doing those sessions on Microsoft Teams, so make sure you check your inbox and your calendar for the links that you'll need to join those sessions. I want to thank everybody that has helped us put Define Tomorrow together. We've had presenters from Microsoft, from our partners, and from the fantastic team of specialists at Computer World. You can go and view all of the content, customize your schedule to make sure that what matters to you is in your own schedule. Events like this wouldn't be possible without our partners and sponsors. Anyone that knows Computer World and Define Tomorrow, where normally these types of events will happen in person with 15 to 20 vendor stands for you to go around and explore. Unfortunately, in this virtual format, we needed to change things up a bit, so we've selected partners that will really help us tell our story and help give you the information you need to be successful. I'd like to thank those partners that have been presenting with us. Today we've got content from Microsoft, Island and Orchestra that I hope you will enjoy. During all of the sessions, on the right-hand side is the live chat. I really urge you to get involved in the live chat. Ask the questions when you're hearing things that you want to ask. That is where the community aspect of Define Tomorrow happens online, so please make sure you do that. Also, use the hashtag #DefineTomorrow on all social media platforms, and we'll watch out and we'll repost, retweet, and also get back to you with any questions. We've got a vast array of giveaways and perks available to you, and if you head over to the perks page at the top of the website that you'll be watching this on, you can see the offers that we've got. For every session that you attend, you'll be entered to win our tech bundle with the Amazon Alexa, the DJI drone, and the VR headset. We've also got a further opportunity with the Star Wars Lego. The Island session today, you'll have the opportunity to win the Lego Porsche. And 50 of you watching this keynote live will get lunch on us. By lunchtime today, you'll have a £15 Just Eat voucher in your inbox. All the best of luck. So let's get on to the main subject of today, all about workspace transformation, all about the user. And the first thing that I wanted to shout out to everybody watching this session, get your phone out. Head over to the podcast application and type in Adopt 365. Adopt 365 is our monthly podcast where we share information, we share thoughts around Microsoft 365, what's new, how you can help educate your users, how you can be successful in your digital transformation journey. It's designed for people that are change champions, 365 champions, and IT managers that are wanting to make a real difference in their organisation. Head over to there, make sure you subscribe, and if you're not into podcasts, go over to the Computer World YouTube channel and select subscribe, and you'll be notified when the videos end up there. I hope you enjoy the podcast. So let's first of all talk about what is the workspace, what areas go into building it up. And first of all, we start from the user side, from the business side. This is those applications that you use. This is how you choose to communicate, especially in this digital hybrid world that we're in at the moment. These are the processes and procedures that affect the ways that you work, where you store and how you access your files and data. How do you find what's important to you? What devices do you use? And what are the experiences you get when you're in the office, at home, on the road, communicating and collaborating? All of these things are imperative to a business. Users shouldn't have to think about these things. They should be simple, easy, fluid movements that the users can just get on with so they can be more productive in their roles inside your business. But IT has much responsibility in this. Things like identity, how do we make sure that all of these aspects are secure, especially in this cloud world? How can we automate and provide workflow to our users to make things even easier, even more simple? How and where should our data exist? In the past, you've probably gone to network drives to access your data. In the future, it's heading towards Microsoft Teams, SharePoint, and the cloud. How are our telephone systems, especially how are they working over the lockdown period? That's been a real challenge for some organizations. And how do we manage the full life cycle of the device and the user inside our organization? But all of these things must be brought together with security. We're going to focus on the user aspects and the business aspects, and that's one area that I really want to emphasize, to push upon. Workspace transformation is all about the user and the business. And it must start with a conversation with the business, with the user first, and not the technology. A workspace transformation strategy that is led by technology and then comes to the user and the business next will not be successful. You're not coming from the right angle, and you need to stop and reposition and think about how you can engage with your business. Now, those that were on my session yesterday would have seen me speaking about the 3 Rs. But for those of you that weren't, over the pandemic period, we've gone through this process. And the IT specialists inside your organization had to react to make sure that the users inside your organization were still able to work, that the organization was still able to work. And even those in non-technical roles will recognize this. Maybe you're in an operations role, in a sales role. Maybe you work in a retail environment. You had to react and think, how can our business still be relevant during this lockdown period? And everybody pulled together to make sure that our economy, our businesses could continue working. And I'd like you all to stop and think what your part was in that and congratulate yourself. This was a major unplanned change where things had to change overnight, which normally would have taken months or years to do. So well done to everybody watching this in playing your part in keeping us going during this pandemic period. But whether you've got there already or whether this is something you need to do, you need to take that time to reflect. You need to stop and think what happened, what needs to happen next. Where do we go from the point that we've been after that reaction phase to the point of the future? And that's where we need to reinvent. We need to make sure that the solutions that we've got in place work, that users know how to use them, and that we're being simple and easy to do it moving forward. So what will the next 18 months hold for your organization? Where are you on this process? Have you taken the time to react, reflect, and reinvent? Have you thought about how IT is now engaging with the business, how that's changed, or how you would like that to change? IT needs to come together with communications professionals, marketing professionals, HR professionals in their new role at helping an organization be successful in this hybrid world. How is IT and those other roles coming together in your organization, and what part can you play to change the face of IT, the face of technology inside your business? Now, the radical changes that we've seen during this period come as far as productivity, communication, collaboration. We've seen Microsoft Teams gone from being lightly used to being a main part of our business days. If you're like me, I know I start my day in Microsoft Teams and end my day in Microsoft Teams. All of my data, all of my communication, all of my meetings are now in Microsoft Teams. We need to rethink the office. What is even the purpose of your office now? Are you open and are you making people come in? Are people at home? This is all something we need to rethink. We need to be thinking, what is the reason people come into the office? What benefits, what experiences does it offer? We've seen hybrid working challenges, and the specialists at Computer World have been helping our customers during this pandemic phase. Customers that have needed to close their offices, customers that have needed to implement digital communication strategies, customers that have had to roll out Microsoft 365 overnight. Well done to my Computer World colleagues that have helped our customers continue working during this stage, and thank you to our customers for trusting us with this important part of your strategy. We need to change the way that customer interactions, or we had to change the way that customer interactions worked during lockdown. We had retail customers that couldn't open their doors, that needed a new digital experience, allowing their shop workers, their specialists, to be able to speak to people about their products. We were able to implement solutions with Microsoft 365, bookings and Teams to allow them to virtually open their doors, to allow people to see their products and allow them to continue interacting and doing business as usual as much as they could. We implemented virtual desk booking systems for when the offices reopened that were keeping people COVID safe, but allowing those people that needed to go back into the office return into the office. We're now looking into the hybrid working with technologies like Poly and Microsoft Teams rooms, and we've got great sessions around that. We've got a number of challenges now with the technical resources being dispersed that we need to be thinking about. There's been a lot of change and there's a lot more to come. So let's start considering some of those elements. And one of the first elements that I wanted to talk about was the hybrid work paradox. This is something that Microsoft spoke about during their keynote at the recent Microsoft Ignite. And these statistics on the screen just blew my mind. It's kind of like vice versa. Half of the people want to be in the office more and half of the people want to be at home more. And some of these statistics, 70% of workers want flexible remote working options, while 65% of people are craving more time, more interaction with their teams. These are kind of polar opposites. There's no one size fit all. And the statistics on the right-hand side, 54% of people that say they wanted to come into the office more have to do so because they need to be able to focus. But equally, 54% of people say that they want to work at home more, say they want to do so because they need to focus. They're both the same thing. There is no right answer. The only right answer is flexibility, having the ability to allow people to work the way they want, the way they need, with the technology supporting it. But we also need to think out of the box as specialists, as leaders inside our organisations, and think about actually what does this new digital hybrid world look like? How are we going to embrace culture, communication, collaboration? How are we going to bring people together in our organisations through technology? This is a lot more now than how do people receive their emails, where do they save their documents, and how do they access their desktop? This is now about the way that we work, and everything end-to-end needs to be considered. And what is clear is that the legacy ways of working simply do not work before. The technologies that we were using before COVID and before that were designed to work with people coming into offices, coming into trusted locations, working, communicating and collaborating and having their devices managed inside your office. But work is no longer a place, it is now an activity that you do. We've been saying that for a long time, but overnight it's become a reality. It isn't just a desire for organisations. But what is also true is that the employee experience, how they experience technology and working, and also their well-being is even more critical. We're seeing radical shifts inside our industry. During the past 18 months, people have re-evaluated what is important to them, what is important in their work life, what is important in their personal life. And we are seeing a mass movement of people at the moment in the industry, in our industry, in the wider world of employment. There's a statistics that currently 41% of people are considering leaving their current employer. We need to be thinking about culture. We need to be thinking about their purpose, the organisational purpose, and the flexibility, and how we get everybody involved in this conversation. Now, one of the ways that we do this is by helping organizations with their digital transformation strategy. And your digital transformation strategy, your workplace strategy, needs to start at the top with your visions and objectives. Who are your stakeholders inside your organization that are going to champion change? They're going to lead change. They're going to set the example inside your organization. If you do not have those stakeholders, you're going to struggle to drive that change inside your organization. If it doesn't matter to the leadership in your organization, how are you fundamentally going to drive that change from the top down? So get your team of stakeholders together, write your objectives, what matters to you in this hybrid world, in this digital world of digital transformation, what matters? And then we need to double back and make sure we've got the brilliant basics considered. Do your users have the clarity? Do they know how to communicate, work inside your organizations? What applications they should be using for what? Where they find which kind of information? How to best make the use of time in different scenarios? And once you've got that clarity, you need to make sure the users have got it and understand it. And then it's, do they have the knowledge? We need to make sure we've got a good baseline of knowledge and not just assume that people will know how to use the tools inside Microsoft 365 and our other digital applications. At Computer World, we've been working hard not only to educate our customers virtually in person, but also to roll out our own digital learning platform to help change makers drive that change and keep people informed and increase knowledge inside their organizations. Adopt 365 allows users to quickly and easily search for the answers they need to get on with the tasks that they want. It's fully integrated into your Microsoft 365, no additional login needed. Make sure you look at the sessions the afternoon, especially those about training, and you can start to see a demonstration of Adopt 365 and how it could help your organization. But importantly, head over to the perks page, and over there you will be able to book a demonstration of Adopt 365 for yourself. And then finally, in this brilliant basic stage, let's double back and understand how we've configured these technologies. Have we configured them right? Are they secure? Are they in place? What needs to be done next? Have a look at the scores that are available in Microsoft 365, productivity score and security score, to evaluate where we are and what needs to happen. And only at this point we can dig deeper. We can look at those digital experiences, the meeting rooms, the departmental workflows, how to automate processes inside your business. We can innovate. We can really release the full potential of Microsoft 365 and the digital tools, only if we've got those brilliant basics right first. And Microsoft is such an important aspect to us on this journey. Microsoft provides a great set of tools that you can choose how to use. These tools will vary from things like Microsoft Teams to OneNote, to Office Lens, to Stream, to Power Automate, to Dynamics, to Analytics, to To-Do, to Excel, to Word, to Yammer. You do not need to use all of these applications inside your organization. In fact, I'll even go as far to say is Microsoft 365 is not the right answer to all of your problems. And this starts by understanding what your problems, what your objectives, and what your opportunities are, and then mapping them through to the tools. Do not try and educate your users on every single tool in Microsoft 365. It will confuse them. They need to know how to make the most out of these tools in their business role and align your digital transformation strategy to their needs and not to the needs of the applications that are there to serve you. But it doesn't stop with the application. It is all about the experiences that we're able to deliver. These experiences will vary. We need to be considering what the devices that people will use. The likes of Dell and Microsoft now have a vast array of different types of devices, allowing people to be productive in different ways. Previously, it was very easy for us to go and jump on a whiteboard in the office with a number of people to brainstorm something. Today, we can do that in the digital world, but you need the right device to be able to do that. Who inside your organization would benefit from that? Inside your meeting rooms, how are you bringing together the physical and the virtual together so everybody is joined from a perspective of parity? There is not people that are feeling left out in what's going on. In a retail environment, how are we bringing together the digital experience before people come into our shops with the in-store experience? People working at home, how are you enabling people to focus when they work from home? Or in the new office, where half the people in the office are speaking to people over Teams. Things need to change. We need to focus on these experiences. These experience matters. The experiences are at the point where digital comes together with physical, where people matter, where feelings matter, where being able to achieve something matters to your organization, and it's an area that does need to be invested in. But this is only the beginning. Where we're talking about so far is going to bring us up to date with where we are today. But things are not stopping during this time. This is going to be a constant evolution of the workspace. As we further understand our needs, what can be achieved, and technology is taking you further into the future. So we need programs that aren't just going to start and stop with rolling out Microsoft 365 in your organization, but they will support the users through all aspects forevermore. As new technologies come out, you can evaluate them, understand how you roll them out, and understand how your users can best make use of them. You need a team of change makers, champions, to sit underneath your stakeholders at the operational level, to be helping people, their colleagues, understand how to make the best use of these technologies. Join us on the workshops this afternoon, especially the training workshop, to understand the role of stakeholders and champions inside your organization. But Microsoft isn't stopping. They're not stopping anytime soon, and things are changing rapidly. On screen now, you'll see Microsoft Loop. This is a new technology announced from Microsoft at Ignite with flexible components that allow people to collaborate in real time across multiple different applications. These blocks that you will see are fully editable in one application and the other application and another application at the same time. You can bring documents and workplaces and whiteboards together from multiple different environments into one canvas for you to work on. This is full of an amazing possibility for your organization, but it also has the ability to cause chaos, confusion. We need to bring these things together. We need to seek the benefits from these tools and not be overwhelmed by what they can achieve. If we're not clear as change makers inside the organization about how we're going to leverage these technologies, how are your users going to leverage them? And what you'll find is those that are a little bit more digitally savvy will go ahead and use them. And they will leave behind those that are a little bit more cautious. And this is where the disparity comes in. This is where the challenges come in. This is where today, us at Computerworld are helping multiple organizations bring back the reign of what they're doing with digital transformation to deliver that clarity and knowledge and make sure the technology is there to support it. And the change doesn't stop there. Meetings are evolving. We need to make sure that the hybrid meeting experience is even better. We've got that parity, the same whether you're virtually or in the room, you get the same experience. You feel included. We've got agenda items automatically being selected in a meeting and caught out. We've got actions being done in the same way. We've got transcripts. We've got the ability to get a lot more information from meetings coming very soon. But this does involve us looking at our meeting rooms inside our organizations. If your meeting rooms haven't changed since prior to pre-COVID, it's likely you need to invest to make sure that technology is right. It's simple, it just works. Whether the people are remote or in the office, they feel included. They have the same experience. You should not be at a disadvantage inside your organization because you choose to work from home that day and not go into the office. We need this to be inclusive, brought together, and your meeting rooms need to support you with that. Check out the session later on this morning where I go and look at Microsoft Teams rooms at Poly to help understand the different types of rooms and considerations that you need to make. And now finally, from a change perspective, here's probably one of the biggest changes we're likely to see over the next 5 years. This is all about the metaverse. You will have heard Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook talk about this, so much so they've even changed their name to Meta. The metaverse is going to fundamentally change the way that we work and play, or is it? It's one of those things that we don't know where it is going to go and what is going to happen, but we need to be prepared for it. Your change champions inside your organizations could consider, what does this mean for your organization? How could you leverage it? Undoubtedly, the younger generations that will be coming into our businesses will need to be considering, what does this feel like? What does it look like? Is this going to be the new normal for my daughter's generation by the time they get to work? One thing's true, and one thing that I can see, if we could make it work, would be a benefit, is certainly those early experiences, those onboarding experiences. In the digital world, they can be very clinical. You meet a HR professional on your first day. You meet your manager. You're shown some systems, and you're left to get on with it. When you were in the office, maybe you had a team get together, you walked around the office, you got to meet people, you had a few water cooler moments, or you met someone next to the kettle. How do we recreate that in the digital world? With companies embracing employing people over far-reaching areas because they can in the digital world, our culture, our systems, our processes and procedures need to include that. And is that what the metaverse will do? The video that was playing a moment ago is a feature that is going to be available inside Microsoft Teams middle of next year. And the example here was put together by Accenture that is used for employee onboarding. It has digital whiteboards, digital ping pong tables, the ability to talk to someone in different language and see the translation immediately. You can have those water cooler moments in the metaverse. But I want to stop a moment and talk about the technology. So to those people that are joining me that are digital champions, Microsoft 365 champions, I apologize, we're just going to talk about some of the back-end technologies that IT needs to consider inside your organization. The technology needs to change, it needs to evolve, as we previously mentioned. On the left-hand side, you can see the traditional tools that many organizations used prior to lockdown, prior to support our businesses over the last 5 to 10 years and more. These technologies are designed to work in the office, across your office locations, with edge use cases for people working from home. They're not designed to work in a truly digital world, in a truly flexible world. And that's where we have the modern applications available on the right-hand side. We're moving from Active Directory to Azure Active Directory. We're moving our files from file servers into Microsoft Teams, into SharePoint, and into OneDrive, where the users can access them and leverage that information more quickly and more easy. We're moving from that legacy old phone system that means you need to be in the office to be able to receive a call to digital phone systems in the cloud, like the Microsoft Teams phone system. If you're looking at a new phone system solution, have a look at Adam's session later on today, all about Microsoft Teams calling. We're looking at in-person meetings to hybrid meetings, device imaging to device provisioning with autopilot. Ollie has a session on that later on, I believe. We've got laptops and PCs to the users being able to use whatever device matters to them, whether IT own it, manage it, or whether it's their own device. What matters at the end of the day is people can be productive, and from an IT perspective, what matters to you is that they can be secure. We've got to bring these two things together. The full life cycle of these devices needs to be considered, and we need to simplify our security. In IT, for too long, security has all been about putting sticky plasters over problems, layering multiple technologies on top of each other to be able to deliver security. That's not what it's about anymore. We need to strip back those layers. We need to make sure that we simplify it, but deliver inherent security into the layers of applications we're rolling out. There's no problem still with having layers as long as they're there for a reason, as long as they're there for added security, as long as they're cohesive and working together. So we've got a lot to consider. This is, for me, one of the most exciting eras of technology, where we can fundamentally change and improve the way that users work, the way that our organization communicates and collaborates. We have the ability to look after people's well-being and to be a digital-first organization that actually really works. But that won't happen accidentally. You change makers are pivotal to this, and you have the responsibility to bring your organization along. We hope us at Computerworld can help you with that, and hopefully you will see some of our skill and knowledge over today. We have a dedicated team of change champions, of modern workplace specialists that will help you from a business change and implementation perspective, from a learning perspective from Microsoft certified trainers, from a technology perspective, from a managed service. During the lockdown period, we've had a number of organizations turn to us and say, we need to focus on change, on our projects inside our organization, on our business. Are you able to help us with our first line support? So we've got a dedicated first line support team that are there to work with you and work with your users to take that burden away from IT, to free up IT, and to allow us to deliver a fantastic service to your users. That won't work for every company, that won't work for every organization, but if that is something that will work for you, please reach out. And everybody that comes with first line support with our organization, you don't only get a team of specialists that have the knowledge of managing the largest organizations, you also get the benefit of our training and adoption platform, Adopt 365. We will help you and work with you on that digital transformation journey. So what's next? In summary, you've already reacted. Have you reflected? Have you reinvented? What does the future look like? Do you have a team of people together? Do you have the processes together to allow you to adopt and make uses of the technologies that are available to you? Look at how you're engaging the business. Have you got your stakeholders and have you got your champions? Are they being rewarded? Are they being encouraged? And is there a continual momentum going on? You need to define your vision and your outcomes. You need to make sure that the basics are embedded inside your organization, because trying to do any more before the basics are embedded, you're going to create further distraction, further chaos, confusion in your organization. Remember, clarity, knowledge, and then the technology. And once you've got that, look for those further opportunities. This is where we deliver real difference inside your organization. And don't forget to constantly review and reevaluate. So we've got a number of sessions today that are going to help you with this. Have a look at those on screen. Attend the sessions that are useful to you. Remember to be active in the live chat. Let us know that you're there. Ask your questions. Tell us your thoughts. Join the interactive workshops that are available to you. Yesterday they went down really well. Today we're going to get more people involved. We've got workbooks for you to use and take away to join this digital transformation journey in your organization. And don't forget, book a Workspace strategy session with me or a member of my team. Scan the QR code, go over to the perks page, and we will come in and help you advise on how you can roll out these strategies in your organization. That is at no cost to you, and there is no commitment at that phase. Obviously, we hope you feel that there is then an opportunity to work with us. Thank you ever so much for joining me on day 2 of Define Tomorrow. I hope you find the content useful, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.